Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity. We are at Keever's Place, the Keever Murdoch Show and Podcast. I'm your host, Jeannie Muhammad, and I'm so grateful that you are here with us. We have a great show for you tonight. I'm excited about excited about that. We will be discussing how to remain calm in the midst of a storm. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity with your host, speaker, coach, facilitator, Jeannie Muhammad. We hope that by the end of this show, you will feel empowered and encouraged to live a better you. So take back your pen, take back your life, right here on Keever's Place with Miss Jeannie Muhammad.
Welcome back. Tonight, I wanted to do something a little different because there's this person that I have and I really admire. And I just wanted to have a conversation with her and just kind of kick it with her about how she handles her difficulties and how she stays calm in the midst of her storms. So I want you to welcome my special guest to Keever's Place and to Inner Peace and Serenity. Keever Murdoch, please come on. Hi.
Hi, Queen. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am so happy to be able to talk to you just on a one-on and just find out more about you because I really admire what you're doing. I admire this format here that you have developed. I admire your hair care products. In fact, I'm one of your customers and I love your products. And then your clothing and your boutique, and you're just doing it. And I just love that. And I know the idea for this came to me when I had a bout with COVID. And I told you that, and you gave me some hope. You said, well, this is what happened when I went through it. And this is, and I was like, oh, okay. So I have a timeline for things. And that was so important. So I wanted to find out from you. I want to find out a lot of things from you. But one thing I wanted to know is how did how did you handle with all your busy schedule, with all of the going through that experience with COVID?
Well, I just want to first of all thank you for just the opportunities of being able to be on Inner Peace and Serenity with Miss Jeannie Muhammad. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. COVID-19 was definitely challenging for me, as it is for a lot of people, not only business owners, but just COVID itself is such an ordeal to be able to deal with and to go through. And then unfortunately, not everybody is blessed to come out as well as you and I have. But, I will say that it was indeed challenging for me. My symptoms, I had all of the symptoms except, thank God, for respiratory distress. I did not go into respiratory distress, but as far as the pain, the body aches, the weakness, the chills, loss of sense and taste, all of that, I had all of that, and God saw me through that. But it was definitely challenging to be able to go through that. And when you're going through something like that, you have to listen to your body, right? And your body is telling you that, look, you cannot function at full capacity like you were prior to getting COVID.
Right.
And I had to learn that. That was such a huge adjustment, and like you said earlier, it takes time for your body to get back. Even after the 2 weeks that you're testing negative, you're still experiencing some weakness, you know. So it took me a while to be able to get back to my normal self. It literally took weeks, to be honest, with you. But at the same time, you can't just lay there. You really have to kind of push through. Even when you don't feel like moving or going, you really got to move. You have to make yourself get up. And that's one way to look at it too. When life knocks you down, you may not feel like getting up, but you have to get up. You have to put one foot in front of the other in order for you to get on the other side. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself just wallowing in where you are. And in order for me to bounce back from COVID, I had to do just that, put one foot in front of the
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I have come to realize that there are so many different symptoms from COVID. See, because I didn't lose my taste or smell. I had chills, but I didn't have pain. I had the respiratory, had trouble breathing. In fact, I still do. Like you said, it takes a while to get over all the symptoms, because now I get tired real easily. I can't do. I like you. I realized I had to push through. I could not allow what I was going through to just completely stop me from doing certain things. So, being calm in the midst of a storm. What would you say? Um, of handling when you have difficulties, when you have challenges in your life. What is your go-to?
Definitely prayer. Prayer has gotten me through a lot of difficult situations, and I do not sleep on that at all. You know, God is a very strong force in my life, and He is a present help. And I rely on Him for just about everything. Not just about, for everything. Before I move, I pray. I seek Him. So definitely prayer for me. And I like to sit in a quiet space, whether that's journaling, whether that's just sitting at home reading a book. Um, sitting to myself and my thoughts without the TV on, just quiet, still time is a way for me to hear. It's a way for me to work through certain situations, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just allow me to be present with myself. And that's hard for some people to do, is just be present with themselves. But that's how I internalize a lot of um situations. That's how I work through a lot of things, is literally just sitting with myself. um let's see, spending time with family also, because you can, it's good and it's healthy to get other people's perspective
Mm-hmm.
on certain situations as well. So yeah.
True. Yes, yes. About prayer, especially because that is the thing that really, really got me through, is my up close personal relationship with my creator. I, I mean, I was I'm constantly in prayer anyway, because I believe in don't just wait till you get in trouble to pray. I mean,
Okay, that's
don't
right.
and spend a lot of those prayers just be thanking God. Just thank God. I mean, that's a lot of my prayer, is just thanking Him for His goodness and His mercy. And so when something like COVID comes along, it's not like you trying to do a catch up and trying to get in good grace, and saying, okay, well, I haven't been praying, but I'm gonna pray hard. I'm gonna pray a sincere prayer now. And so I totally agree with that. Is staying constantly in prayer, being grateful, just
Mm.
and finding those moments of quiet time. And I talked with you earlier, and I was telling you about the blessings that I found in COVID. Even, there was blessings even going through that. And I wanted to say, did you find any blessings, or that you could share?
Definitely, definitely. And that's the beautiful thing about life is that I believe there's a blessing in every situation. It's about your perspective and how you look at things. But for me,
Yes.
before COVID, I'm constantly running. I work full time. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant. I run three businesses, not only the podcast, I have a boutique, I have a hair care line. So I was constantly running. But when I contracted COVID, I had to go and sit down somewhere. Right? It forced me to stop running and to relax, and because you really have to chill so that you can muster up whatever energy that you have to be able to get through such an ordeal like that. So it forced me to relax and stop running. And it since then I learned that even like my businesses are going to be there. But if I'm not good and if I'm not well, and if I'm not in, the physical shape to run them, I'm not doing it nor myself and especially my family any good. So it's really important to focus on number one. And I had to focus on me and allow everything else to just, be because I
Right.
was not good. So that
Right.
that has definitely been a blessing. And since then, I can truly say I try not to work on the weekends. I take time off. And when I'm off on Fridays, I am off, unless I do like a speaking engagement or anything such as that. I am off. So it really allowed me to recognize that, I'm not a machine. And you have to take those moments to rest because if you don't, it does catch up with you. You did a segment on stress a couple of months ago. So, my body was under stress. I didn't feel like I was under stress, but I was. And COVID just helped me to realize that sometimes you just got to go and sit down.
Oh, I had that same experience, Keever. I realized what I had taken on and the things that I had taken on, and some things were consuming me. And I had that same experience. So my one of my blessings was the fact that I had to, when couldn't do, I had to look around me and see the things that I had let go in doing other things that I really didn't have to do, but I was doing, and I was letting some things slide. And now I was looking at all the things that I had let slide, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Hmm.
I wasn't in a position to do, and I'm like, oh, this needs to be done, and this needs to be done, but now I can't do anything. So, one of the, as soon as I started feeling any kind of way, I started putting some stuff in order,
Hmm.
because we do sometimes we don't realize how much we've taken on, or how we're, because when you're that busy, you're really not giving your best to anything.
That's exactly
You know,
right.
yes. So
That's
when
exactly right. And then especially as women too, as women, we already carry the weight of our families on our shoulders. And then on top of that, especially being Black women, we are criticized the harshest. We have so
yes,
many responsibilities on us. And then on top of that, we want to be successful. We want to, be an example for other people to follow. So we put all of that extra stress on our bodies. And sometimes you just have to just let things be where it is, and that's okay, and we have to be okay with that being okay. But, as women, we're we are fixers. We want to fix everything. And
Oh,
sometimes, yeah, like we want to fix
I
everything.
can
And sometimes,
relate.
yeah, and we have to realize that it's sometimes, we have to make sure that we are good before we can start worrying about the things to the left or to the right of us.
Oh, Keever, you hit it so on the head, because that is one thing that I have had to grapple with and come to the realization, because when someone will come to me, my children or my husband or whatever, my immediate thing is, what can I do to fix it? But sometimes you have to just let that person fix it, and you just be maybe a sounding board or whatever. But we, as you said, that's the way we have as Black women, we are cast in that superwoman role. Because I was looking at what Simone Biles was going through in the Olympics, and how
Mhm.
her image as this, great athlete, how it has consumed her to the point where sometimes people don't allow you to be human. And that's because we, in a sense, have done it to ourselves, because
Mhm.
we don't allow ourselves to be like, I can't fix everything. I'm not equipped to fix everything, and it's okay. So I was thinking about uh, the how much our attitude matters in the midst of a storm. And could you speak on that, about the kind of attitude that we can adopt that will help us to get through the difficulties and challenges that we go through?
Definitely. I think it's really important um, to understand that your attitude drives everything, right? Despite what you're going through, if you have a negative attitude, it's just going to make that situation 10 times worse. But if you have a positive attitude while you are enduring your storm, and find positives in the midst of a storm, and I've one thing about storms that I love so much is that the storm can be the ugliest storm you have ever seen. I mean, it's catastrophic, it's tearing up stuff. People have even lost lives. But after that storm, and I don't know if you have noticed this, Jeannie, the sky just looks so pretty. It looks
Oh,
so different, right? The sun is
yes,
shining brighter. Everything looks so crisp. And sometimes you forget that just the other day, there was a catastrophic storm because everything is such a new. And
yes,
if it wasn't for the evidence that is left
yes,
behind, you don't
yes,
even realize that a storm was even there. And that's the thing when I think about going through storms with a positive attitude, right? It's your
yes,
outlook. It's your outlook on whatever you're going through. And just know that this storm does not last forever. So, how
that,
can you get
yes,
through that, storm,
yes,
right? How can we look at the positive in that storm? And more importantly, what can you learn from
yes,
that storm? And that's
yes,
what it all boils down to. Because I believe there is a teachable moment in every situation. It's just how you
yes,
look at things and what you do to get through such a situation, and how can you avoid it and teach others how to avoid that same storm, because we're not going through things just for ourselves. I believe that there is
that's
always a
right.
bigger reason, there's always a bigger purpose, and it's always bigger than us. So it's not about us, really. So
That,
it just boils down to, just how can you maneuver having that positive attitude? What can you learn? And how can you teach?
see, that's why I just really love you, Keever. You, I just really love you, because you exude that positive attitude, that that knowing. that whatever storm we may be in, it as this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And knowing that there is a lesson, everything that has happened to us in life, no matter how we may see it as a negative, there is something that we gain from it. And I look at, and so that's beautiful. That's a beautiful expression of how we should have the that positive, that knowing that out of the storm that we're going to come good. There's a saying that, and I wrote it down, and it says, not all storms come to disrupt your life, some come to clear the path.
I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that one. I love that. And that
Yes.
makes perfect sense. Yeah, because not everything in life is meant to tear you down. And
Yes.
sometimes God allowed things to come in our path to elevate us, to push us
Yes.
outside of our comfort zones because we get stagnant. We are so complacent where we are, and God is saying, nah, my sister, I want you over here. So sometimes
Yes.
if we don't take heed, he'll push us. He will allow things to come to us that will push us. And some of that is to elevate us to greater heights. So I love that. I love that
That
quote.
that is so true. And one thing that I have found in talking about attitude, when you're in your storm, whatever attitude you adopt, that's going to be whether it elevates you or whether it will you will allow yourself to stay in a stagnant way, or you look at the negative and it bring you down. So your attitude in that storm, if you see it as a positive, then and you come through that storm and you go through that storm, you don't run from that storm, and you don't you just take it on and face it. And then when you come out of it, you're on an elevated plane. And
Hmm.
and it all depends on your attitude when you're in the storm. God will elevate you. I mean, he's saying, like, sometimes it's like you can say, oh, I have faith. I have faith in God. I have faith in God. But what about when that storm comes? Do you still
Hmm.
have that faith? Say you have faith when things are good.
Right.
That God is good when things are going great. But when things are not going so great, can you still say, I have faith, even though that God wouldn't allow anything to happen to me unless, see, all things working towards the good, them that love the Lord? Is that, am I quoting that?
Yes. And think about it like this too. I think about faith as being like a muscle. My trade is in physical therapy assistant, right? So
Uh-huh.
I work with patients to build strength, to get them back to where they were prior to whatever ailments brought them to see me. Um, so I think about faith as a muscle. If you never exercise it, how are you going to get stronger? How are you going to grow, right? Because,
Right.
you know, if you never use it, there's a saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So
Yes.
if you never go through anything, how can you tell somebody else how to get through their storms if you've never went through anything?
Right. That is true. I hate to have here. I hate to have to cut this off, but we're that hour is up on us.
Oh my God,
I have
it was about so fast. We have to do a part two.
I'm all for it. I'm all
I
for it.
love it.
'Cause
I love it.
this conversation. And I just want our viewers to know that the first Thursday of every month, I am I'm here with Inner Peace and Serenity, and I invite you to be here with me next month, the first Thursday of every month, for Inner Peace and Serenity. You can reach me through my email, Jeannie Muhammad at gmail.com, or Jeannie, I am Jeannie .com is my website. So please visit me. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what you would like to see me discuss. And Keever, thank you so much for this platform. And all I can say is I am so great. So, Keever,
Thank you so much for having me. It was truly a pleasure, and you can have me back anytime.
thank you. And good night, everyone. Come back and see us. And Keever is here every Thursday at 7:30. Keever's Place, the Keever Mother. So you be sure to visit Keever's Place.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Keever. Love you.
Love you too.
Welcome to Inner Peace and Serenity with your host, speaker, coach, facilitator, Jeannie Muhammad. Join us every first Thursday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we talk everything self-improvement. So take back your pen, take back your life, right here on Keever's Place.
We are living in a digital age, and we think it's safe to say that all businesses are needing to transition from traditional brick and mortar to broadcast. Everything is really about data collection and building a community. EasyWay Broadcasting has created a social network/solution provider within the EasyWay network to help its members with this transition. Introducing the EasyWay Wall of Fame, a one-stop shop for business owners and influencers that help them to connect, grow, learn, and scale the easy way. Over the years, we have been building affiliates and partnerships in all genres. That means our platform utilizes all our members' businesses to provide services at a much lower cost, help sell their service and promote their awareness to more potential customers. Through our new media empire, we have a reach to millions. Become an affiliate. Make money doing it the easy way. Create your free account today by visiting easywaywalloffame.com. Accelerate your influence through direct access to the right influencers. We have many TV shows that our members can be interviewed by. We have our own magazine and radio station to promote our EasyWay Wall of Fame members' profiles, which they control. The more friends you get, the bigger your business will grow. Join the EasyWay Wall of Fame community for free today.